Hello class, so here is another video for another problem from chapter 4.2, section 4.2. So I went ahead and put these numbers into my calculator, so list 1 and list 2, and then I clear out of there, so second quit, and then zoom and the number 9, because I already set it up from the previous problem. That'll show my scatter diagram. This one's a little bit trickier to pick. You got to be a little careful. Really look for like the last point can kind of help. This 720. That's an x value of 7 and a y value of 20. This graph here is at the last dot is at 7 for the x and a height of 20 for the y. So it can sometimes take a little bit of extra time to find that. So I selected that one. That was the right choice. Here's part B. This is the one I really wanted to show you. So I'm going to bring up another screen here. So I'm trying to find the line containing the points 2, 5, and 7, 20. So I'm going to show you those on this other screen. So up here, we need to use this formula here. I wrote this all out so you don't have to see me writing all this the whole time. Actually, let me do that again. So this formula here is first for finding the slope, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. The two ordered pairs that they gave us were, what were those ordered pairs back here on this page? So the ordered pairs are 2, 5, and 7, 20. So let me show you those on this page. So 2, 5, I'm waiting for my new touchscreen computer, so then these videos will get better. 7 and 20. Okay, the 2, 5 is your x1 and your y1. The 7 and 20 is your x2 and your y2. So I'm plugging those into this formula here. So y2 is the 20, y1 is the 5. So I subtract those here in the top. x2 minus x1, that's the 7 minus 2. These are the two x values. So I subtracted those in the bottom here. Equals, simplify this, 20 minus 5 is 15, 7 minus 2 is 5. Divide those and you get 3. Okay, this formula here is the point slope form for the equation of a line. So now that I have the slope, I'm going to plug in the information I have to get the equation. So y just stays as y. y1 again is the 5 from right here. The m I just found, that's 3. X stays as x, and the x1 is the number 2 right here. That's the x1, y1. So I plugged all those numbers in, so y minus 5 equals 3 times x minus 2. In this step here, I'm distributing the 3. So this 3 is getting multiplied by x. The 3 is getting multiplied by 2. So when I do that, I get y minus 5 equals 3x minus 6. I added 5 to both sides, and that gives me y equals 3x minus 1. So back here on our homework page, I'm going to plug that in exactly as we see it. So y equals 3. The x is already there, notice, so don't put another x in. And the negative 1 is the y-intercept. So let's check that. Cross our fingers, and it works. Great. So second part, part C, graph the line found in part B on the scatter diagram. So we did this in the previous video. So hit y equals, you can graph that line, 3x, let me clear that off. So 3 and an x and a minus 1. And then hit zoom and the number 9, and it should show us that graph. So again, it's a little tricky to pick. I think it's still this choice C. We'll check that one, and we're good. All right, it says by hand determine the least squares regression line. Again, I wouldn't do it by hand. I would do it using the calculator. So clear this out. Stat. My lists are already put in there. So go down to number 4, linear regression. My lists are already good. Go down to calculate. And I'm looking for the A and the B. So it wants me to round these to 3 decimal places. So the A is 2.977 if I round it. And the B is negative 0.698 if I round it. And check those, and we're good. Graph the least squares regression line on the scatter diagram. Choose the correct graph below. So now we can change this equation here to the least squares regression line. It's going to be a very similar picture, 2.977 x minus 0.698. And then hit zoom and the number 9 to show the picture. You're getting a very, very similar picture. I think it's still this choice C here. Select that one, check the answer, and we're good. So the sum of the squared residuals, I'll talk about that part in another video. This video is getting long enough already. But I just wanted to focus on that part. Part B, finding the equation of the line given those two ordered pairs, and then how to graph those lines. So that should get you through most of that part. All right, keep up the hard work.